Frank, opening day of the season, obviously hoping for that 3 points and getting things kicked off. Didn't quite go your way. Your assessment of the game?
Frustrating result. I thought we played okay. I thought we can do obviously better. I haven't got much negative things to say really. Boys are disappointed. Gaffer obviously, we set out a plan how we want to play. I think we try to do that as much as we can. Maybe a bit more quality in certain areas. Maybe the final pass, maybe first half when we got in good positions wasn't quite there today. But we faced a team that come with a game plan. I thought they were aggressive. We knew that. We're obviously seeing that all week on the video. And it's a 1-0 game. It's a man's league. Got to be ready. Got to take our licks and our wounds and go again next week.
Well, like you said, they've had a couple of chances, scored one absolute screamer from the edge of the box. In terms of your final third work today, were you frustrated that the amount of shots, the shots didn't come until literally the last few minutes? Yeah,
obviously the last few minutes I think we had a couple of chances that we would hope to have done better, but it's football. Sometimes you need to wait till the last minute to get a goal, so if that's the case we need to do better and try to score that goal. Unfortunately today that didn't happen, so we go again. I trust all the boys in there. We trust the gaffer and all the staff to put a game plan out there for us and go out there and produce it. I didn't think there was a different level of class in terms of opposition to us. We know we're going to have the ball, I think, majority of the season. And I think that's a compliment to ourselves. People respect us. But at the same time, we need to find a way of winning football games. And obviously, unfortunately, it didn't happen today. But it's happened before. We've lost the first game of the season. We need to crack on and move on.
It definitely felt like watching it from the sidelines that during the frustrating moments, you were driving on the team, trying to push everyone forward and actually making more forward runs. Did you feel like at moments today that it was a bit frustrating for you?
Yes, as a team, I think if we played maybe 5% better in terms of what we did with the ball, decision making, quality, touches, all that kind of stuff, we probably create more chances and probably win the game. But that's not the case. Football's like that. You got to live with it. Got to find a way of not to lose the game as well. But they scored a great goal. I think that'd be worthy of winning most games in any league. So fair play to the lad that scored that goal. But I don't think we're gonna be too disappointed. I think we've got to move on quickly and be ready for the next one.
8 players were looking at potentially making debuts today, so a relatively new squad for large parts of it. How have you found these opening few weeks and the new guys coming in?
New boys have been brilliant. They've settled in really well. The gaffer and all the staff, they create a great environment for everyone to come in and work and learn every week. It'll be the same thing this week. We lost the game, but we're going to try to improve on what we could have done better. But then also we're playing a new team. And we face different challenges and we're going away from home, so we've got to find a way of just moving on quickly. I remember when I was younger I found it quite hard to move on from defeats and draws and stuff like that. Now it's honestly this game will leave me in the next hour or so and then go see the family and then move on and be ready to work on Monday.
Speaking of moving on, Braintree you've got a week-long break actually, which is quite rare at this stage of the season. Braintree away next weekend, obviously a side well from last season. What are you expecting next Saturday? Another
difficult game. I think they've signed loads of players as well, so it'll probably be a different side that we faced last year. But we're going to go out there to try to win the game. Every game we're going to play, we're going to try to win the game. So there's going to be no game where we're going to be trying to be on the back foot and try and nick a point here or there. We're going to try to play our football. We'll try to have the ball as majority if we can, but it's what we do with it. That's what we'll be judged on come the end of the season. But I trust the quality in there. I think we'll come good.
Well, unlucky today, and hopefully we're talking about 3 points next week.
Hopefully, thank you.
You're up against a couple of very experienced centre-backs this afternoon. How do you cope with them? How do you help players like Dylan Morgan, Jordan Young, sort of in those situations? Because there were some rough tackles and some, there's a hard graft out there.
Yeah, it was tough. I think we just tried. Everyone's got different strengths. If we can play to their strengths, then I think we'll come out on top most games. I think their 2 centre backs were very experienced, but I think one come off with an injury. He was tired. The other one had a booking early, so we got them in trouble. It's just we didn't maybe feed them areas enough with the quality that we want to feed. So we're going to face that this season. There's better players and more experienced players coming down the leagues and playing more games. So we're going to face that, more and more come the season. But I don't think anyone was fazed. I think we tried to do our best, and today wasn't good enough. I think next week and the weeks after, we do the same thing. We win more than we lose.
And do you think it was reassuring how familiar it felt. I think the patterns of play, the way it was working, despite that off time, sort of it was a familiar style of performance and a familiar way of playing.
Yeah, if anyone's new to coming to watch us, this is how we play. So hopefully we can play maybe a bit faster at times, a bit more quality. But honestly, there's nothing to worry about in terms of how we feel in there. We're disappointed today because it's the first game. Everyone is here. We want to win. Our families are here. It's disappointing. But how we lost the game, they scored a great goal. They didn't create too much. I thought our defence held them out quite well. It's just us. We need to be a little bit better all around the pitch, and hopefully we can do that next week.
That's right.